Hi, welcome to another video of Nerdy Tech Tips channel. Today I will be showing you how to set up your own private email server for just $5. And you can use the link below in the description to get $100 free credit where we will be hosting our private email server. It is very nice and quick. I'm hosting my private email server on DigitalOcean just for $5. As you can see, it is working fine. I have no problem loading up. It is pretty fast. And I will also show you how to have a free SSL certificate. The only thing you will be spending money is on domain and $5 a month. And there you go, you have your private email server running, and you can also have a two-factor authentication on. Let's log in and I will show you where is two-factor authentication. I haven't turned it on. I just want to show you in settings that you can turn on two-factor authentication. All you need to do is go into settings, and under here you can see enable two-factor authentication using Google Authenticator. You need to download an app on your Android or on your Apple iOS phone, whatever device you're using. If you got an app, Google Authenticator, you need to open up a camera through that app. Whatever the plus button is there, you need to scan this. Once you scan this, you would be able to get a 6-digit code every single time when you log in. That's all you need to do. So I'm going to uncheck that. I'm not going to set up a two-factor authentication for now on this account. Stay tuned and I will show you how quick it is and how easy it is. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. Very first thing you want to do is head to the description below and click on the link, and you will get a free $100 credit by signing up to DigitalOcean. Now I'm going to sign up. I'm going to sign in where I am running my email servers. Let's go ahead. I've got 3 droplets here. So in DigitalOcean, a virtual machine is called a droplet. Next thing you want to do, once you see a free $100 credit here, you click here, create, and click on create droplet. Next thing, choose your operating system. We are going to use Ubuntu, and I'm going to select $5 a month. You can choose a data center wherever you would like to, whatever you think is closer to you, but I'm going to select a US-based data center. Once you're done with that, over here, you are going to create a password that you will be using to log in via SSH to your email server. Make sure you follow the rules that are listed here. It is pretty tricky not to be able to do that. You will keep getting error. Make sure you set up your password correctly. You go down, we can call it Nerdy Test Server. Once you're done with that, click on Create Droplet. As you can see, our droplet is ready here. All you're going to do is copy this and head into command prompt. Hit enter, type SSH. Root is our default user, and then you want to paste this IP address. You can paste it by right clicking on command prompt, or you can also right click here and edit and just select paste. That'll paste whatever you have copied, and then hit enter. Alright, now we're going to type yes. Type in the password that we mentioned before. We have successfully logged in. We want to make sure we got all the updates available. So write this command apt-get space update dash space dash y and hit enter. Once we have gotten all the packages, now you want to change the host name of your email server. Now before you do that, you want to make sure you do have a domain to use. Now I've got a domain here that I'm going to use as a dummy domain. It's mightytech.in. As you can see, it is pointing to random IP. It is not going anywhere. I do not have any other records. This is a fresh domain. It hasn't been used at all. What we are going to do is we are going to create few records here which are very important. The very first thing you want to do is create a record for our mail domain. I'm going to select A under host. You want to type mail, and it should be pointing to the IP address that we are logged in here. So I'm going to copy here. I have copied the IP address. So I have pasted the IP address here. Going to hit save. So what it's doing is when we type mail.mightytech.in, it will be pointing to our mail server. So that's done. We need to create a MX record. It is pretty straightforward. You click on add and select MX here under type. Over here you want to be putting at, and now we want to put the full mail server domain, mail.mightytech.in. We're going to check the spellings, and for priority you want to put 1 here. Leave this to default and hit save. There we go. We got a MX record. We got our mail domain, which is right here. So these are the 2 records that are must before we start into any kind of further configuration. So let's go ahead and go back to a mail server. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the hostname of our Ubuntu. Now to change the hostname, you need to type hostnamectl space sit-hostname space mail.mightytech.in and hit enter. Now we are going to add this hostname into our host file. So this is our host file location in Ubuntu. sts host. We are in our host file. You want to go down. We want to type a public IP address of our VM. For that, I've just right clicked because I had that copied, and I'm going to type here mail.mightytech.in. This is our this is our host name. To save this file, you want to hit Ctrl O, hit enter, and then Ctrl X to exit out of that file. Let's check if our host name is working. Hostname space -f. There we go. It is saying the name of the host is mail.mightytech.in. That's all we wanted. Now we're going to download the fresh installation file for email server, and I like to use iRedMail. So let's go to iRedMail website. We are at the iRedMail.org website. This is the official website. Download it from official website. Over here, right click on stable, copy link address. Now we want to do is wget and right click. It will paste it, hit enter. Now it's downloading the file. It has downloaded it. It was pretty quick. Now we want to copy this. Well, in Windows 10 in CMD, it's pretty easy to copy. All you want to do is select and hit enter. It has copied the name that we wanted to. Now to extract this tar file, we want to type is tar xvf and then the name of the file. It has extracted that file. Now we want to head into this folder here. To do that, you type cd. We are into that folder. Let's list the contents of that folder. ls. We need to run this bash file. Copy this, sudo bash, right click this file. Should be running now. You will go through a few instructions. Just follow the on-screen instruction and you would be good to go. On this installation wizard, we are going to hit enter for yes and then hit enter again. Now on the command prompt, make sure you're using spacebar key to select and deselect contents. So I'm hitting spacebar key just to change the selection, but we need that nginx server because I will be using a GUI which is provided by Sogo. We will be selecting that as well for our mail server. So select that. It is by default selected anyway. Hit enter. I want to select the first option, hit spacebar key and hit enter. Over here you want to hit next. You want to type in some kind of password here. I'm just going to type 1234. It is a dummy password. It is for your MySQL administrator. It is going to install MySQL database server by default. Now over here you want to type the original domain that you want to type the fully qualified domain, which is mightytech.in. Our host name is mail.mightytech.in, but we want to type mightytech.in here and hit next. Now this password is going to be for your default email, which would be postmaster@mightytech.in. It will be created automatically and it will be your administrator email. So I'm going to type in password 1234 just to make things easier. Now over here, make sure there are a few things that are selected by default, but we don't need all of it. All right, it is going to affect the performance of your $5 email server because we are very low on power here. So we are going to be smart with that. Don't select round cube, select Sogo, deselect that. We don't need net data. It is to monitor the system. We're not going to monitor it. We do need iRedAdmin. We're going to leave that on and hit next. Type yes and hit enter, and it will go with the installation. Your email server will be good to go and ready to use. But one more thing we might need to do is create Let's Encrypt certificates, which is a little bit tricky, but I will show you a step-by-step guide. And all the instructions will be available on my blog as well. I will provide you a link in the description below for that post, how to install iRedMail. Well, while it's installing in the background, I will show you there are few records that you do need to add to your email server. Let's go ahead and do that. There are a few text records that are missing here to work it perfectly fine, because otherwise your emails will be ending up in junk, spam, or they will be fully blocked. Your email might not be delivered to other email providers like Gmail, Outlook. So to avoid that, we need to add 3 records: Dmarc, DKIM, and aspf. Let's go ahead and do the aspf first. You need to click on add. Over here, select a text record. Under hostname, you need to type. I'm copying this from somewhere else, from my other domain. Copy it exactly. Type your domain here. mightytech.in. So v equal to spf1-mx. These columns, mightytech.in space mx space dash all. That's all you need to do. This is actually a text value. It doesn't go in host. My mistake. We type at here and we type this over here. Click on save. Now the next record we want to add is Dmarc record. For that, select text again. Under hostname, you want to type is _Dmarc. In the text value, you are going to type this long thing, right? Now I'm going to leave this in the description for the Dmarc, because this is something you need to copy and paste. Leave these values as it is, it's here. So to edit that, it is pretty tricky. I'm going to go into Notepad. Let's head into Notepad and paste it here. I'm going to change it to mightytech.in. This Dmarc record is basically going to provide you a statistics in your email address, which would be dmarc@mightytech.in. It is not by default created. You need to create it once you log into your email server. But for now, we are going to add this here. We're going to copy that here and hit save. So we have 2 records added, SPF and Dmarc. Now let's see what's happening in the background. It's asking something. We're going to hit yes anyway. Restart firewall now. Yes. There we go. Our email server is up and running. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the last record that we need, which is DKIM. It is must. This record, you must have it. Otherwise, your emails must be ending in spam folder, and we don't want that. For that, it's pretty much same. Add a text record. Over here, you want to type this DKIM._domain key. And under text value, I'll show you what you need to type. We need to get a DKIM key from a mail server. To get that, you need to type a command. Now you need to type this command. You can pause the video. To get that command, you need to type amavisd-new space showkeys. Once you type that, you will get a specific DKIM key. Every single time you send out an email, this would be able to confirm to the recipient that you are authorized to send that email. So let's go ahead and type it over here, because we need to remove these commas. You need to get rid of these commas and make sure you do not delete anything from DKIM key. Otherwise, you will have trouble. All right, we're done with that. You want to copy that and go back to our text value, paste it over here, double check and click on save. There we go. So we got all the records here. Remember, you need to add these 5 records: a mail record, a MX record, then 3 text values, SPF, Dmarc and DKIM. All the settings on our domain configurations have successfully been completed. The very last thing we want to do is create a SSL certificate. Now, creating a SSL certificate is easier, but getting them to work on iRedMail server is a little bit tricky. Let's go ahead and do that as well now. To create a free SSL certificate, we're going to use letsencrypt. To do that, you need to install this particular application, certbot. You need to type snap space install space -- classic space certbot and then hit enter. Now, once we are done with that, we're going to run a dry run. A dry run means it is not going to muck up any kind of configurations. It is just going to run a dummy to just check if we are going to get a certificate or we are going to run in any kind of errors. So let's type mytech.in and hit enter. Enter an email address. We're going to type admin@mytech. We haven't created that, but anyways, we can type that in. We're going to hit agree. It is verifying everything. It is saying the dry run was successful. So we can go ahead and create a SSL certificate without a dry run. To do that, we need to get rid of that command and then hit enter again and then type the email and then type the email address mytech.in. Hit enter. A for agree, Y for yes, and there we go. We got free SSL certificates working, but they are not working. I mean, they are installed, they have been created. We have to manually link them. Let's go ahead and do that as well. So there are few by default, there are certificates here. We're going to move them. We need to change that into same location, but we are changing the extension of that file. So those certificates will not be available anymore that were created by default. And we have done that same with the key as well. Now we're going to replace and link the newly created key, which is done by our letsencrypt. For that, there is a long command. Pause the video. Make sure you change the domain. However, these commands will be available in the description below as well. mytech.in, hit enter. No errors. It means it has been linked. Now we need to link a key as well. We're going to do the same thing. Make sure you change the domain name again. mytech.in, hit enter. Now we are going to restart 3 services. Our certificates are working and our email server is working fine. So to do that, we are going to type systemctl restart postfix. Now the next service we want to restart is, here we go, that is working. Now we're going to restart our Nginx mail server. I mean, it's a web server. Let's see if we can access our mytech.in. mytech.in. As you can see, our email server is working fine. Now there is only one email created. By default, type in the email password, type in the password here and hit enter. You will see a one email in this email, and that will give you all the instructions that you need to follow. As you can see, we are using SSL certificates because I've got a avast running in the background, but I should say letsencrypt here. Not to worry, but we do have SSL certificates running and it does say connection is secure. Over here, you will get few details. What is your email server running and what kind of documentations you can use. This is the link that we can type to get into our admin panel. It says bad gateway. For some reason, I'm not able to get into our admin panel. I think I might have missed that. We should have selected that. I didn't deselect that. I did install, but not to worry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reboot this Droplet. So I have successfully rebooted my Droplet, and I've also checked that I did select iRedAdmin. It should have installed. Not sure why it's not working, but we'll give it a try again because we have rebooted it. That should have fixed the issue. Yes, it did. So this is the admin address. Let's see if we can get into our admin and we can create as many as emails we would like to. And we will be using only and we will be paying only $5 a month. It is the same email, it is the same password, 1234. Here we are in our admin panel. Over here we can create users. Remember to create a Dmarc email. We can do that by typing Dmarc, but I'm going to type admin at mightytech.in. We have successfully added the user. Let's log out of this and log into admin at mightytech.in. Password, whatever password I've chosen. As you can see, we have logged in pretty quick. And there is no performance issue with this $5 email server. You can create as many as emails you want. You got 25 gig of storage. Even if you assign 5 gig each, you can create 5 emails. I think 1 gig is enough for an email if you're not using it that much. I'm sending an email on a Gmail, which will be test email, test. It will be ending in spam or junk because it is a new email server with a new domain. You do need to gain reputation slowly, and you can do that by signing up for Postmaster in Google. Started with Postmaster tool. That's the one that you need to go on. But we are not going to go into that. I'm going to just show you if I have received that email. As you can see, I've received that email and it was pretty quick. It did not took that much time. And I'm going to just open up that email, say report not spam if you would like to, because that's how you gain a reputation. You can do that by a few emails by sending in to a few different email accounts. Just click on report not spam. Within a day, your email server will not be ending in spam. It is not that hard. You click on reply just to test it out. It is working fine. Let's see how long it does take to receive that email. You can expect a little bit of a delay. You can't just really compare it to Gmail's. It's a big service and we are $5 service. So, you need to expect a little bit of delay here, but you will get the email. If you're not receiving the email, it means there is something wrong with your mail server settings. Not the mail server, domain name server settings. Your MX records, you might have configured something wrong. That's why you're not getting the email. But we should be able to get the email in few minutes. And here we go. We have gotten it. So your emails are working fine. And also you can check if your Dmarc, DKIM and aspf records are working fine. It is pretty easy to check. You don't need to go into any mail checking tool. If you have sent an email to Gmail and you have received it, you want to go on to the right side, look for the 3 dots, click on more, and then click on show original. What you want to see here is SPF is pass, DKIM is pass, in Dmarc record is also pass. If one of them is failing, go back into my video, rewind it a little bit, go back there and see if you have configured it and followed it correctly. Thanks for watching. If your email server is working fine, that's great. If you have run into trouble, feel free to get in touch, comment down, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.